Yo, what's good with y'all? I'm back with another video. It's your boy JJ, and we gonna talk about building and growing from failure and lessons and losses in life. Because trust me, I done took some losses, some bad losses. But like the thing about losses is, say I lose $10, somebody else loses $100. So like you gotta be grateful for your losses, and you gotta remember somebody's always took a worse loss than you and came back. So that should be motivation for that loss to not even mean that much to you, because you've seen people take worse losses, and get it right back. The best way to bounce back from a loss is don't quit. Like, just don't stop whatever you're doing. And that doesn't mean, all right, well, let me use a personal example. Like, again, I trade forex, and it's a very volatile financial market. So like, your money can be up 1 second and be down the next. So like, say you're trading forex. One thing about forex is you shouldn't be risking more money than you have anyway. So like, your losses, your lessons in forex, if you're not smart, can be way bigger and way more detrimental than if you take actual risk and actually are cautious about yourself. And say if you're cautious about yourself, you lose $5 in the trade. All right, cool. Say you got $100 in your account. That's nothing really. You still got $95 to work with. Say you take three $5 losses, but then your fourth trade for the day, you bust down $50 trade. Like, you made back for all your losses. But if you never kept going, you would have just sat with them losses and been just down bad for the rest of the day. And trust me, you do not want that feeling. You know you don't want that feeling of being down bad. It's one thing of taking that little loss, lesson, failure, whatever you want to call it. But if you just sit in it and let it be, that's when you really like let it consume you, and that's when you really lost for real, in my opinion. I feel like you didn't really lose until you quit and let it sit with you. If you're okay with losing, and it's one thing losing, but if you're okay with it and just accept it and don't want to do anything to get better and improve, that's a problem. And you gotta search within yourself. I really can't help you with that, because it really is just a personal thing. Like, you're gonna have to find your own self confidence, motivation, willpower, all that discipline to bounce back from that loss, because it really can't be that bad. I know it can, but like, everybody's bounced back from worse. Like, there's so many people in the world that's bounced back from losses. That's why, like, you really can't let it phase you. And you just gotta keep going. Like Leon Thug said, horses don't stop, they keep going. That's facts, bro. You gotta just keep going. Like, even if it's hard, even if it's tough, just keep going. And bro, if you can't do it today, if you can't make it, and if you do fail, that's okay. Just try again. Keep trying. That's not failing. If you mess up and just try again and you see improvement, that's not failure. That's not a loss. I see that as winning, because you actually getting better and getting to something that you want to get to. And that's admirable and admirable. That's real tough. And another thing, this kind of has something to do with losses, because it's the other side of losses, which is winning. I feel like, me personally, when I win, it doesn't hit as hard as when I lose. Because when I win, I be like, oh, I was supposed to win. Yep, that's cool. You get a little cocky, your ego, you get a little arrogant and stuff, you feel me? But nah, when you lose, that joint hits. And I know if you watching this right now, you can think of a time that you took a loss. You took an L. Like, dang, bro, I really took that L. Maybe it was with the little shawty you slid in her DMs or something. Maybe it was on the basketball court, you got your ankles broken. Maybe somebody finessed you. Like, it is what it is, bro. It really is what it is. But I feel like in my wins, they just don't hit the same as the losses. Like, even if I be getting a big win, I be grateful and happy and all that, but I don't feel like I get the immediate lesson as a loss. Like that, you take a loss or L lesson, whatever you want to call it, like I said, you going to feel that immediately. Immediately. Once you notice that is that, and that's the result, you going to feel it, and it's going to hit you. Your stomach drop. It depends on the situation. Some are way worse than others. Like, you take a little L in a video game, that ain't even nothing, bro. Like, you can go back to real life, bro. Focus on real life, bro. Ain't nothing really too special in the game anyway. But, like, yeah. Wins and losses, like Meek Mill said, bro. You got to deal with both of them. You got to cope with both of them. You gotta be able to observe them and see the positive for both. Of course, a win is way more positive than a loss, but a negative has so many positives that you can look at from a different perspective, like just ways to grow. Wins have ways to grow too, but like it's just a lot harder to dissect the wins because it's a win. A loss, you know what you did wrong, like. Say you make a shot, you be like, all right, how did I make that perfect? Like, you got to really observe how you made that shot perfect. If you miss a shot, you know exactly what you did wrong. It's going to go to the left, be like, oh, I got to shoot more to the right. Like, you know what I mean, bro? Like, losses are easier to adjust from, you know what I mean? Like, if that makes sense. I think it makes sense. Like, say, like in the finals this year, you know how the Suns were up 2-0 on them. And the Bucks, they moved from losses. They adjusted from their losses. And they fucking around and won the championship. Shout out to Brooklyn. I said Brooklyn. Sheesh. I'm tweaking. I need to go to sleep. Shout out to Milwaukee. Brooklyn should have won the finals just because, like, that's what everybody thought Brooklyn was going to win at the beginning of the year. That's what I meant by should have won. But shout out Milwaukee. Shout out Giannis. He's a dog. That's my dog. Giannis cool, bro. Shout out Giannis. He's a perfect example of learning from your losses. Like, he done took some L's in the playoffs, but now, look at him. Perfect example of learning from your losses is a lot of NBA players and sports players. Just in general, the underdogs. Like, look at LeBron. He learned from his losses. Michael Jordan learned from his losses. Kobe Bryant learned from his losses. All the basketball greats have learned from their past losses. And, yeah, even Curry. I don't know one player who hasn't really learned from their losses. Kevin Durant. Remember when Kevin Durant was working out with LeBron when he was with the Heat? But yeah, this video is about to be over. I'm going to catch you on the next video. I love all y'all. Shout out to everybody who's watching this. And yeah, y'all have a great day.